Hey, what's going on, you guys? Brandon Johnson here. You may know me as Brandon from Vegas. And welcome to the first podcast episode of Won't You Be My Neighbor? This is where I take my 2-year running TikTok live stream real estate class and we put it into podcast form so you can watch it on YouTube. Today I have a special guest with me, Nika. She's a new realtor here in Vegas.
Hi.
So we're going to be asking her some questions on what it's like to be a new agent in Vegas. For those of you not following on YouTube, make sure you follow and subscribe on YouTube. We'll be doing this every Friday. And for those of you not following on TikTok, make sure you follow me on TikTok, Brandon from Vegas. Let's get it. Today's class, episode 370 of the live, but episode 1 of the podcast, how to get a house for almost free. I say the word almost because obviously nothing in life is free. There are some hoops you have to jump to, but I'm going to teach you guys today how to get a house with almost $0 out of your own pocket. As always on TikTok, make sure you like and share so we can spread education to more people. And on YouTube, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, comment, leave your best questions. I will answer all questions on YouTube on the next episode. So any question you guys ask will get answered live. Before we get started on the 5 steps of buying a home for free, let's answer the question that's on everybody's mind. Is now a good time to buy? What do you think, Nika?
That's a question on everybody's mind, and I always think, yes, now is a good, you always want to buy a house when nobody else is buying a house.
What's up, Austin? Okay. Okay, speaking of the mic, my bad.
Oh.
That's our first time, guys. Don't worry about this. We're just getting some kinks out, all right? So I think, like you said, the best time to buy is when nobody else is buying. We have a good analogy for this, and I'm glad to have Nika here so she can verify the analogy. I call it the hot girl at the bar theory. If you go to a bar, do you want there to be a bunch of hot girls there, or do you want only one girl to be there? Do you want to go on ladies' night, or do you want to go when it's a sausage fest? What do you think?
You always want to go when it's ladies' night. You always want to go when the demand is high, the supply is low.
When the demand is high, wait.
No, back
when
it
the
up.
supply
Yes,
is high and the demand is low.
Yes.
Of course, you guys know this to be true. I always tell you guys, the real estate market and dating market are pretty similar. You'll often hear me refer to that. And Nika likes to confirm it because Nika knows, man. Nika's a hot lady. She knows what it's like when the dating market is cold and when it's hot as hell, right?
Yeah, you always want to go when there's less competition.
You don't want no competition, right? So that's what we're doing right now. Real estate is regional. I'll tell you guys this over and over. Real estate is regional. What's happening in New York may not be happening in Southern Nevada, right? But most places in America are in strong buyers markets. The reason for that is we built a bunch of houses after the COVID rush for houses. And now, because of the interest rates and all the people being afraid, we have a low demand for houses. So there's a bunch of houses built, a bunch of houses on the market, and no buyers. There's a bunch of hot girls at the bar. There's 10s, there's 9s, there's 8s, 7s, and a couple 5s, and there's no guys there to pick them up, right? And that's the market that you guys are walking into, which is why we're gonna teach you the 5 steps to getting a house for almost free. Now, I can't teach him the 5 steps to picking up a girl for free, right? Like, that's not my, you might have to ask Nika for that information, right? But when it comes to houses.
I know about for free.
For free. Well, hey, man, a date in the park is free. You feel me?
That's true.
A date in the park. Hey, I'm going to blow up the words because it is acting a little small on the screen. So give me 1 second. All right, here we go. The 5 steps to getting a house for almost free. You guys don't just want to get a house. I know that. I teach this class every day. You guys don't just want to get a house. You want to get a house at a great deal at a great price. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Not just at a great price, but with almost $0 out of your own pocket. And the first place starts at number 1, your debt to income and credit. I know this is not the sexiest of topics, which is why I brought Nika on. Right? If this topic is boring, just stare at Nika. It's fine. She's here to distract you from what we're talking about, all right? The debt to income and credit is what you do before you start looking for a home. How many clients have you talked to where they're excited, they've been in the same job, but then they get checked with the lender and what happens?
Yeah, and they get disheartened. Or a lot of people don't even want to take that step. Or I'll ask them, what's your credit like? And they're not sure, but they're afraid to even check. I think that's the first step, is to pull your credit. Even if it's bad, I think knowing where you are and where you need to be and creating a plan for that is like the most important thing.
Nika said something, and that's exactly right. Nika said something that's very important. She said the biggest fear. The biggest fear. What do I tell you guys every day? It is not your money that prevents you guys from getting a house. It's your mindset. You are afraid and you don't know why. You're afraid to check your credit. You're afraid to check your debt. You don't want to see how much money you've been spending, how much money you've been blowing on Starbucks and Uber Eats. You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's like a reality check.
It's a reality check, and you guys are afraid of reality. It's not your money that's preventing you guys from getting something. It's your mindset. So the first thing you need to do is check on your debt to income and your credit. And I have good news for you guys. Are you ready? I got the trusty computer right here. The trusty computer. Watch this. Lenders can do this for, capital letter, free.
And they love to do it.
Okay? The first thing you guys need to know is you do not have to do this yourself. If you're afraid, if you don't know where to start, that's okay. Lenders can do this for free.
And they do this for a living. Like, you know, it's always best to get with somebody who's an expert at that.
100%. Checking it on Experian, checking it on Credit Karma, all this is going to do is get you guys dings on your credit and never give you an exact number.
And create more anxiety.
Because you're going to get a FICO score and you're going to get this score and you're going to get this score. Lenders don't do none of that. They just give you a general score for what you qualify for. And they do it for free. Can you say free?
Free.
Free 99?
Free 99.
$0? Can y'all on the live, can y'all say free? Nothing? Zero? Zip? Zilch? Not a single penny it will cost you guys to have them check your credit and your debt to income. So you have no excuses. It's free. Okay? You guys can call right now when you get off the show, when you get off the live, call a local lender and just check with them. It costs you nothing. All right?
Even if you're not ready to buy tomorrow, I think, and if you're not ready to buy next month, this is when you should start, when you get all of this. You don't want to check your credit and be surprised when you have to move out next month.
100%. You guys say you want to prep for a house, but you're not willing to check what your credit and your debt is. Well, until you know those two things, how are you preparing? What are you getting prepared for? You don't even know your numbers, right? All right. So you've checked your debt to income. You've checked your credit. Now we're moving on to the JZ formula. We're moving on for the JZ formula. Ashley, I usually tell you to be pretty light-handed with the moderation, but Ashley, because it's our first podcast, you can be pretty heavy-handed with the moderation. We want only people in here who are adults and want to be here, all right? So don't be afraid to be heavy-handed today. So what is the JZ formula? Now, I'm old, so a lot of you guys may not remember that Jay-Z used to rap. He wasn't just Beyonce's husband, all right? Jay-Z used to rap, and he had a song called 22 Twos, and that is the formula for getting pre-approved for a home. All right? Mika, you know what these are. It is 2 months of bank statements, 2 pay stubs, and 2 years of work in the same profession. Can you please tell them why the 2 years in the same profession is so valuable?
It shows that your stability, it shows stability, shows that you're stable, that you have that income to prove, and that you're gonna have you're more likely to have that income for at least the next 10 years.
100%. You guys, the reason we had a market crash, last decade was because people were getting pre-approved for houses that they could not afford. No income, no job loans. They were called ninja loans. Well, guess what? That doesn't exist anymore. You need 2 years of work in the same profession. Now, a lot of you guys hear profession and you think job. You hear profession and you think job. The profession is not your job. We're in a podcast studio. The gentleman behind the screen is a producer, an audio engineer. He works here. If he switched another company, he's still an audio engineer. He just works at a different company. His profession is still audio engineer. Do you understand? If you're a mechanic and you go from Al's garage to Joe's garage, it doesn't matter. You're still a mechanic, right?
Even if you relocate to another state.
Even if you relocate to another state, you're still in the same profession. So for those of you who want to move to a new state and you're worried like, oh, if I move to a new state, do I have to start over? You don't. Traveling nurses are cleaning up right now because they can move from state to state and get a house wherever they want to because they're employed in that state. Okay?
And this is actually another, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
this is
go.
actually another good reason to get with a lender, because you have all these tiny little questions that you think, oh, these obstacles that you think you're not going to be able to overcome, but a lender will definitely answer that for you.
Yes, they will. Lenders will do this for how much?
Free.
Free? They'll do all this for free?
We love free.
Free. They'll do it for free, guys. Like, I don't want to hear any excuses. Oh, well, I thought it would cost me money. No, I told you it's free. They will do this for free.
It seems to be like the scariest part, I think, in buying a house.
The scariest part of buying a house is the knowing. Now, if you guys have seen my class before, you know I'm not afraid to get a little honest with you guys. The truth is, none of you want to go through your bank statements. You don't want to see how much you're spending on Uber Eats. You don't want to see how much you're spending on Starbucks. You don't want to see how much you're spending on Netflix or going to the bar and getting drunk or hanging out with your boys on the weekend. And you don't want to see the money you're spending. That's the scary part, is you guys don't want the reality check. But the truth is, buying a house is about bringing yourself into reality. It is a series of reality checks. And that's what's so valuable about it. You're not just getting a home, you're welcoming yourself into reality. And I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
You're woke.
You're woke up. All right. Now, here's a fun one. Down payment assistance. How many of you guys knew that down payment assistance was available in every single city and state in America? Oh, okay. I see your hand raised, and I'm like, oh, freak out. How many
I'm just
people
saying
knew?
I knew.
Down payment assistance is available in every single city or state in America. And I'm going to show you each how to get qualified for it right now. Now, you guys give me a second because I have to bring the laptop into view. It's going to be a little bit clunky, but don't worry. We'll make everything work, okay? Check this out. Everybody watching, I want you guys to go to the following website. You guys can follow along with me right now on the big screen, okay? I want everyone watching me, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TikTok, I want you to go to HUD.gov. All right, I'm going to pull up the screen with you guys so you guys can see what it looks like on the screen behind me, okay? When you go to the HUD.gov screen, it's going to look like this, all right? Everybody following along, the HUD.gov screen is going to look like this. At the very top, I want you guys to click State Info. At the very top, I want you to click. It's going to be right up here on the screen. You're going to click State Info. All right? Now, I want somebody on TikTok Live, give me a state. Any state, I don't care. I want someone on TikTok Live to give me a state. Oregon, all right? We're going to go to Oregon. Click on Oregon, all right? You're going to click on your state, guys, and then you're going to scroll down. You're going to scroll down. There's a little link here called Learn About Home Ownership. You are going to click on Learn About Home Ownership, all right? When you guys get to this page, you are going to see something here called Assistance Programs. On this page that I just showed you guys is every single thing that you need to know about owning a home. There's housing counseling agencies, predatory lending, HUD homes for sale. For those of you looking for foreclosures, they have them on this website. They have home repairs, how to avoid foreclosure. Everything you need to know about owning a home is on this website. For those of you looking for down payment assistance, you're going to click Assistance Programs, and look at that. Every single down payment program in your state is on this screen right here. Every single one. All right? I'm going to cover Nevada's down payment program for you guys so that you know what's out there for you. All right? I'm going to show you guys how much money is out there for you that you guys didn't even realize. Check this out. Okay? In Nevada, the government will give you 4% of the loan towards down payment. Okay? Now, to a lot of you, you're like, 4%, what does that do? How does that cover anything? What is 4% going to do? I'm going to show you guys the math live so you can see how much money you've been missing out on, okay? We're going to take a $300,000 house. A 3.5% down payment on this, which is an FHA loan, equals $10,500. Is everybody still with me? You go to buy a $300,000 house. An FHA down payment is $10,500. All right? You guys with me? All right. That means your loan is about $290,000. Is everybody still with me? They're giving you guys, you're putting down $10,000 on a $300,000 house, which means someone is loaning you $290,000, right? Well, what did I tell you guys earlier? The government will give you 4% of $290,000 towards your down payment. Well, guess what 2,900 times 4 is, right? Because 2,900 is 1%, times 4 is 4%. What's that? 8,000, what, $11,600? All right? For those of you who are good at math, what I just showed you on the board is that 4% of the loan is more than your entire down payment. Look on the board. I just showed the math for you. $300,000 house, FHA loan, that means your loan is $10,500. Well, they're going to give you $11,600. They're going to give you more money than your down payment cost. So you were worried about the down payment? Well, guess what?
We got you.
Did we just cover it?
Yeah, we just covered it.
Did we just cover your down payment? So you were worried about the down payment. We just covered it. You were worried about if now's the right time to buy. Nika just explained to you there's a bunch of hot girls at the bar. Of course you want to go to the bar, right? So we've killed 2 of your guys' fears. Let's kill another fear.
That's usually like the biggest fear. I think people think, I don't have $20,000 to bring to the table right now.
Yeah.
Like, who has $20,000 to bring to the table?
You guys, we're going to do an entire podcast episode on why 20% down is the stupidest, excuse my language, 20% down is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's information and advice that you're getting from your 60-year-old Uncle John.
Who bought a house in 1974.
Yeah. He bought a house when it was $70,000. The dude walked off the farm and put his money into the bank and got a house. Like, you don't live in that world anymore. 20% down is an absolute lie. It's an absolute lie. And you guys need to quit listening to it. All right. I just showed you on the screen right here how to get your down payment covered. So let's move on to the next big fear. Seller pays your closing cost. You guys are worried about closing costs. Oh, Brandon, okay, well, I get my down payment in. What about the money for closing cost? What about closing cost? What about closing cost? I can get the seller to pay your closing cost. Nika, have you gotten seller closing costs?
I have gotten the seller closing costs.
How much money have you gotten on a recent contract, the seller to pay?
Okay, so we got $12,000 toward closing costs.
Did you say $12,000?
$12,000 toward closing costs. And we also got an extra $6,000 to buy down the rate, which I think is probably what you're going to be talking about next.
So wait. The seller gave you $12,000 to pay for the closing cost and then another $6,000 to buy down your interest rate?
To buy down the interest rate, yeah.
Holy crap. How many of you guys knew you could use the seller's money to buy down your interest rate? If you're worried about the interest rate, did you know we could use the seller's money to buy it down? I just got a new build where we got my buyer 6% of the cost of the house towards his closing cost. That's right, 6% of the house towards his closing cost, which means we bought his interest rate from 6.1 to 5.1.
Which is a huge difference in monthly.
Yes. We bought my buyer's closing, we bought his interest rate from 6.1 to 5.1. And we did that with the seller's money. This money does not come out of your guys' pocket. Now, if you're sitting out there and you're a little bit cynical, you would say, well, Brandon, Nika, why would a seller give me all that money to buy their house? Why would they do that? Well, Nika, what did we tell them earlier about a bunch of hot girls being at the bar?
Yep.
You think she's out of your league, but she looks up and you're the only guy at the bar. Well, guess what, buddy? You're in her league now.
She's lowering her standards.
She is lowering her standards for you. She came into that bar and she was like, I want a 6'5" NBA player. And she looked up and it was just your chubby, I drink too many Miller Lite, having ass. And she was like, you know what? I like that beer gut.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
It is getting later and later.
Yeah. She told herself, I'm not going home alone tonight. Well, guess what? These houses that are out there right now, you guys, they are lowering their standards. They need people in them. They need people in those houses and they are willing to lower their standards. These are What the market is right now is a bunch of drunk girls at midnight who have decided that they are not going home alone. Nika, you used to spend some time in a bar. You've seen the look of girls who decided that they're not going home alone.
I have. I haven't been one of those girls, but I have seen it.
No. We are not insinuating that Nika has been one of those girls. She has just visually seen the aesthetic, right?
Yes.
All right. And that is the current real estate market as it is. So sellers can pay your closing costs.
And that's what they say, motivated seller. That's what they mean.
Yep. So if interest rates are your fears, you can use the seller closing costs to buy down your interest rates. All right? Easy peasy.
It's all about getting creative.
The finale, you guys. The finale. Have a good agent. All right? Have a good agent. This is the finale. Your agent's job, if you call me and you say, Brandon, my number one goal is to save as much money as possible. Okay. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to negotiate to save you every single penny. We're not going to focus on location. I'm not going to focus on the color of the house. I'm not going to focus on, oh, is the grass perfect? No, we're going to focus on how to save you every single penny. If there's two houses you like, I'm going to tell you, let's put in two offers and see who gives us a better deal, because you told me you want to save every penny. This is why you need to have a good agent. Your agent has to take your most important need and do everything in your power to give it to you. Okay? If you tell me, Brandon, I want to buy this house with as little money out of my pocket as humanly possible, guess what I'm going to do? Every single offer is going to come with your closing costs paid for. And if the seller doesn't accept it, we're going to move on to the next hot girl. We're going to go up to one hot girl and we're going to say, hey, you want to lower your standards for me tonight? And she's going to be like, no. Great. We're going to go to the next hot girl. Hey, do you want to lower your standards for me tonight? No. And we're going to keep going until we find that hot girl at the bar who's like, you know what? You're kind of chubby. I like your beard.
You're kind of funny.
You're kind of funny, right? It's big boy season. What did SZA say? I need a big boy. Yeah. She's like, I need a big boy. You're looking for a SZA. There's a house out there that is willing to take you and your Miller Lite drinking ass and take you home. All right. And we're here to find it for you. I'm basically your wingman. I'm your homeboy at the bar who's going up to every girl like, hey, listen, my boy's a beast. All right. He's pre-approved. He's got good ass credit. He's willing to take you home. He'll cook you breakfast in the morning. My guy is a chef in the kitchen. Like, I'm your hype man. That is my job. I'm here to convince Nika that, you know what, you're probably not her type, but Nika, my dude is awesome, right? I'm that guy for you. And Nika's that guy for her clients.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask everybody on, is this TikTok or YouTube? If you can, let me know what you think a good agent is and what a good agent should do, because it's relative.
That's actually a question. How do we select a good agent? Guys, on YouTube Live, after we get off TikTok, like I said, we're going to be answering all of your guys' questions on YouTube Live. We're also going to be doing a quick Real Talk segment on YouTube Live. So make sure you guys follow us over there. We're live right now on YouTube. So I'm going to finish the class here by telling you guys, all right? I'm going to tell you guys, getting a house for almost free. The reason I say almost is because you will have to put down an earnest money deposit. All right? You will have to put down an earnest money deposit. But if I get you enough down payment assistance, you will get that money back when we close. All right? You will have to pay for an inspection. It's $350. You will have to pay for an appraisal. That's $350. That's $700. All right? So I can't get you a house for completely free, but I can get you a house for almost free. It just requires work on your part. And that's the truth. No one can get you a house for free if you're lazy. No one can get you a house for free if you're not willing to do the work. No one can help you if you are not willing to help yourself. And that is the truth.
Or if you're scared.
Or if you're scared. Scared money don't make money.
They don't make no money.
Cowards don't succeed. Cowards don't get the hot girl. Cowards go home alone and watch, all those sites with X in the title, right? Cowards go home with their right hand, all right? I'm just telling y'all the truth. Cowards go home with their right hand. You don't make money being scared, all right? Thank you guys. This has been Real Estate 101, the TikTok live portion. For those of you guys who are new to this, we do this every Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, to be specific, on TikTok Live. The class is free, as you guys can see. There's no ebooks. We're not selling you anything at all. We're just teaching you for completely free. All right?